Hello everyone. So we are counting down the days till Mother's Day. And I am just taking a few different things that I've used before for crafts and making a little collaboration to make this cute Mother's Day planner. So I'm just using a piece of wood that I got from Walmart pre-painted, but you can use any piece of barn wood or scrap wood and paint it white. And then grab a soup can and you're going to crush it down on one end to make a pocket. And you can follow the blog post in the description so you can get more details on how to do that. And then we're just going to take my Waverly white chalk paint and paint it all the way around the outside. Then I found this cute decorative napkin, and it's a smaller version and it fits this normal size soup can perfectly. So I just cut it in half and then I tore it in half so you just have that top layer of the decorative part of the napkin. So then you can use any kind of Mod Podge. It can be gloss or matte, and you're going to want to paint all over the whole soup can. So I just started with how I wanted the napkin placed in the front because I like those certain flowers, and this fit perfectly around with only a little bit of overlap in the back, so I just left it. And I'm going to very carefully Mod Podge over the front of the napkin, and because it is delicate, so you just have to be careful painting around it. And then I folded those top edges over the top of the can just to hide those sharp metal edges, and Mod Podged over that, and then Mod Podged over the rest of the can. And then you can set this to the side and let it dry so you can move on to your next step. So your next step is going to be grabbing the glue gun, and we're going to seal that crack at the bottom, leaving a little bit of a crack so if you have a real plant in there that it can drain. And then I found this really cute sign that you can download off of my website because I use this for the next part. And I am going to use my Mod Podge, and I cut this out to fit the size of my board backing. So if you're using barnwood or whatever size that you're using, I just printed it off on Word to fit my sign. And then I put a little bit of Mod Podge on the back and then put a little bit more Mod Podge in the front to seal it. And I moved it towards the top because if you have a plant or flower in this next part, it's going to kind of fluff up a little bit and you don't want to cover that up, or I didn't anyway. So you can kind of set it how you want. And then I took my soup can and I am going to get handy here, and I grabbed my tool gun where I'm just going to add a little bit of a hole in the back of it because I want to put a screw in there to hold it onto the wood. I didn't think in this case that the glue gun was going to hold it, so I just put a hole and drilled that and then took about a 1/4 inch screw and screwed it into the back of the wood so it would hold on to it. So really all together, I kind of pre-planned everything and made sure that the soup can was small enough to fit on the wood, wasn't going to hang over the edges, and my sign was going to fit the top of the barn wood. So you kind of want to place it all out before you gather all your items and start your project. So then once you had that screwed on, I came back with my screwdriver and screwed it into that. And then at the bottom, I grabbed my glue gun and I put a little bit of glue on the back of the soup can so it would adhere to the wood, so it would just kind of keep it in place. Next, because I was pre-planning everything, I had picked up 2 smaller plants because I wasn't for sure which one I would like in here, but I did go with the lighter sagey green. I just thought it was really pretty with the colors of the napkin, and I had to remove some of the dirt so I could fit it inside the soup can. And then because this little piece of wood that's already reclaimed and painted that I got from Walmart had this little piece of jute rope on it, I removed it originally because I wasn't for sure what I wanted to do with it or how I wanted to hang it. So I just came back at the end and stapled that jute back on where I wanted it. And then another idea here is if you do not have the jute rope that came with my wood and you're just using a plain piece of wood, you can always use those little teeth hangers or just a nail. There's different kinds of hangers that you can have for the back. And then you are ready to give it as a gift, or you can put some artificial flowers in it. So I just picked out my napkin first and then put the flowers afterwards. So if you have kind of a plain napkin, then maybe you can put brighter flowers in it. And then of course, if it's real, you can water it and you can hang it or give it out for Mother's Day. So I hope I inspired you, and I'll be back for more. Happy Mother's Day.